with this lesson, again, I'm going to be using a lot of food analogies, but it's just easier, like, you know, a pan of brownies or a pan of lasagna or whatever. So with this, you're doing a fraction of a fraction. That's why that bottle falls down all the time. So if I were doing 1/2 of 1/3, whenever you see that fraction of something, that of is the same thing as what? Multiplication. So that's 1/2 times 1/3. Same thing. Finish it, Blakely. So you should be getting 1/6 because 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. So my end product should be 1/6 when I show my rectangular fraction model. Okay? So I'm going to show this with my rectangular fraction model. So I have a pan of brownies. Okay? So I'm going to show 1/2 of 1/3. Now I'm going to do this with 2 different colors just to really make it show. Now one thing is whenever they say like shade, I'm not going to really fully color it in because with pencil, it gets too dark and you guys really can't see it. I just do a lot of zigzag lines and then lines that go crossways. It shows up better. So don't spend the whole time color, because it's not going to show up. So the first thing I'm going to do is my 1/3. So I have a pan of brownies. I cut it into thirds, and all I have left is 1/3 of a pan of brownies. So we had a party, we had the brownies, and all I have left on my counter is 1/3 of a pan of brownies. So all I have left is my 1/3 of a pan of brownies. The other 2/3 are completely gone. Okay, you see where I've got that? So I took my 1/3 of my pan of brownies, Malachi, and I decided that I wanted to cut my 1/3 that I have left, and I wanted to cut it in half. I'm going to go in an opposite direction. You see what I'm doing? So I'm going to take 1/2 and I'm going to shade 1/2 of my 1/3. So I shaded 1/3 going this way, 1/2 going this way. No, you didn't even let me finish. Did you let me finish? You didn't let me finish before you started blurting stuff out at me. You didn't even let me finish. Then you started blurting stuff. You didn't let me finish. Let me finish. These are going, but that's 4/6. Is it really? No, it's not. Because over here, the pan is empty. So, how can I cut what's not there? I can't. So, I shaded it just for, just to keep it continuous. So, my answer is what is double shaded. Oh, yeah. So, this right here is my answer. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. Even though they aren't there, the original, what could have been there, was the size of 6. What I took to work or what I decided to eat or whatever is 1 out of the 6. 1 out of the 6. 1 6.
I forgot what it's called. What is it called? Wait, you just did. What is it called?
A rectangular fraction model. Now see how you shaded it? That makes it look like 4 6. So if I color, I want you to see why I don't color the entire thing in. If you color the entire thing in, it looks like 4 6. That's why I said don't color the entire thing in. That's why I do lines going this way and then lines going this way so that I can clearly see there's only one square that has the double shading. This one does not. These two do not. There's only one that does. Yes? As long as it doesn't take forever. Because some people like to take forever and get super artsy with it. Okay. Then some people, when they're shading it in like this, they will take 2 years like coloring it in all beautifully, even though I said go this way with it and then go this way with it. And then you can still see that there's only one that's got the double shading. Because the coloring just takes too long. Yes? Okay. So that's the one I just did. So a fourth, 1/4 of 1/3 of a pan of brownies. So I want you guys to do this one with me. 1/4 of 1/3 of a pan of brownies. Now I want you to be aware they're not always going to be a half. So we need to draw our square. Now it doesn't matter if you do the 4th first and then do thirds, or a thirds and then do fourths, because 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to do thirds. How many pieces am I going to shade? 1. Thank you, Maya. Why am I only doing 1?
Because it's only 1/3.
Because my numerator is 1, so I'm only shading 1. And see, plus you see when I'm doing these lines, I can do it super fast, and I'm not sitting there going color, 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 shade it all beautiful. I'm just going line, 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 so that if I go super coloring, it's still not showing up as double shaded. But now, who listens to their teacher? That would just be ridiculous to listen to the teacher. Then 4 the other way. Why would someone want to listen to their teacher? So how many we're going to shade go in the opposite direction?
1.
1. So what size is the piece of brownie that I'm eating at that time?
12.
So it's 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then if you check it, you can just use standard algorithm. 1/4 times 1/3, because they still want you to do standard algorithm anyway. 1 times 1, 4 times 3. The rectangular model just supports the work. They should match. Yeah. Okay, 1/4 of 4. So, how many slices are we going to put in here?
4.
4. Shade in 1. And then go 4 that way. Shade in 1. What fraction is double shaded?
1/16.
1/16. You can't just say 1. That's not a fraction. 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, I want you to do E with the rectangular fraction model and standard algorithm. Okay, went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going 1/6. Then just go in half. Does yours have to look exactly like mine? No. As long as you did a half and a 6, wouldn't you get the same answer? Yeah? So, because I've got one section that is double shaded, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Still get the same answer as you. As long as you end up with 12, Logan, as long as I end up with 12 total pieces, did you end up with 12 total pieces? Did you have one that was double shaded? So does it matter if you started off with 1/2 and you went like this, and then you went 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way, and then you shaded like this? Does it matter? Nope. It's the same thing. Or if you did 1/2 this way and did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your half like this, and then you did it this way, you still only have one that's double shaded and 12 total pieces. It's still the same thing.
Will there be test questions that ask you the rectangles to use
That ask you for the rectangular model? Might. I don't know. I have not seen the test. Hi. Listening is key. Anthony asked me, will there be any test questions that ask for the rectangular model? I don't know. I have not seen the test. So you still need to be able to do it. So if you're just getting it and you're like, I wish that she would stop asking, and you like go like this, and you're like that, and you just like scribble all over it, well, you know what? I'm going to mark it wrong. Just like when I was scoring some quizzes this morning, not yours, but theirs, and if they gave me the answer, are you going to stop playing with it and actually rub it in your hand, Malachi? Yes. When they just gave me an answer, but didn't show their work, you know what I did? I marked it wrong, because by third quarter, with the number of times that I said, show your work, you just give me an answer. I'm not giving you credit. If it says show a rectangular model, that's part of your direction. Show a rectangular model. And if you don't do it, unless I say I don't care, not worried about it, or whatever, if the directions say to do it, you have to do it. If I tell you to show your work and you don't do it, because I don't know how you got the answer. If you just throw an answer up there, I'm going to think you looked at someone else's paper. And just, if you do like this, I'm like, okay, no, that is not acceptable. And I don't want to, I can't do it, me. Yes, you can. 1/2 times 1, 6. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 6 is 12. Okay. Half of Ela's workspace is covered in paper. 1/3 of the paper is covered in yellow sticky notes. What fraction of her workspace is covered in yellow sticky notes? Draw a picture. See, it's even telling you that right there. Draw a picture to support your answer. So the workspace is covered in paper. 1/3 of the paper is covered in yellow sticky notes. What fraction of the workspace is covered in yellow sticky notes? Put the pencil in the hand, put the pencil on the paper, solve the problem. So you should have, where you've got 1/3. 1/2. The only part that's double shaded, right there. 1 out of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1/2 times 1/3. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Easy peasy. Marie is designing a bedspread for her grandson's new bedroom. 2/3 of the bedspread is covered in race cars, and the rest is striped. This one's a little bit more difficult. 1/4 of the stripes are red. What fraction of the bedspread is covered in red stripes? Let's see if you guys can figure this one out. Red stripes. If you can figure that one. I will say that if you got 2/12 for an answer, you are incorrect.
Yeah.
If you did 2/12, then all you did was number, multiply. And you didn't really pay attention to what the problem said. This 2/3 of the bedspread is covered in race cars. Are the race cars red? No. So you didn't really pay attention to what the problem said. You just went, oh, we're multiplying fractions. Number, multiply them, done. So I had said, if I were doing this problem, I would do a rectangular fraction model. And one of the things that I would do is I would label it. So 2/3 of the bedspread is covered in race cars. So that means that my rectangular fraction model would be split up into thirds. 1, 2, 3. 2/3 of it is race cars. So this right here is race cars. I'm labeling my model. And sometimes I label my bar model. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking my problem step by step, taking the information that it's giving me, because sometimes I have to do that with a word problem. 2/3 of the bedspread is covered in race cars. And the rest is striped. The rest. There's some left over. The rest right here. This is the rest, isn't it? This right here is the striped part. Oh. So this right here is 1/3. So this is striped. 1/4 of the stripes are red. So this is the only part that we are discussing. It didn't say anything about doing anything to the race cars. We're doing something about the stripes. So we're doing the stripes. 1/4 of the stripes. So I've got to go into fourths. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1/4. Right here. 1 out of the 12. 1/12 of the bedspread is covered in red stripes. So if you were doing a standard algorithm, if 2/3 of the bedspread is covered in race cars, that leaves 1/3 that is striped. 2/3, 1/3 makes the whole bedspread. 3/3. 2/3, 1/3. Oh, so 1/3 times 1/4. You can't just go number, multiply. You have to know, what is the problem telling me? Sometimes the problem is just number, multiply in a word problem. But this proves you right here, it's not just take the numbers, throw them together, and multiply them. It didn't work this time. See? Okay. Did you have a question?
I didn't understand everything, but I thought we were supposed to do something exact. So I tried to divide it to 11.
Oh, why would you divide 2 by 12? Is it improper? But see, y'all, that's the one thing, is like y'all start doing things that I never taught you to do and start doing it, making it wrong. Because you're like, okay, I think I'm supposed to do this, when that's never anything that was taught. You start overthinking it and making it harder than it was before. Like finding common denominators with this. Why? We never did that. Not with this. Not with multiplying fractions. We never did common denominators with multiplying fractions. The only time we do that, adding, subtracting. We're not doing that with this. The only time you add and subtract is when you see like all together. Sometimes in all or less. You know, when you see those key words, do you see the key words on there? No? No, I don't. Okay. So I want you to try to, I'm going to give you a few minutes, and I want you to try to do these on your own. Now, it does say rectangular fraction model in the direction. Then you've got this one word problem on the bottom.